always wondered whether putting this injection fast or putting it slow, which would be more comfortable for the patient.
But I think slow should be better.
But will that not prolong the?
So it will give time for that symptoms.
Maybe sensations हैं movement भी है. सामने देखो, नीचे मत देखो.
रोशनी की तरफ देखो.
I don't think she has that good vision. कोई तकलीफ हो तो बताना, आप शुरू कर रहे हैं ऑपरेशन. Usually this should be the litmus test of the local. If she has pain, that means the local is not that good. But I think she tolerated it well. This is local, which has infiltrated from inferior part to the superior part. So first thing which you do after placing an infusion line is you check for the placement. It should be in the vitreous cavity, which you can judge by looking at the cannula from inside. If it is not in the vitreous cavity, then you'll have to take care. You don't want fluid to infiltrate into any tissue other than the vitreous cavity. I always wanted to make incisions which are self-sealing. कई बार वो नहीं बन पाता है. These are very good trocars.
Yes.
They're very sharp. But sharp की अपनी एक प्रॉब्लम. TMA चाहिए. If they are very sharp, then you have a premature entry. बायोम लाइए, कॉर्निया वेट कर लीजिए. बायोम TMA. Is dislocation the correct word here?
No.
What is the correct word? But we will not bother about it. You have bigger goals in mind. Although the vitreous is not transparent, so I shouldn't have bothered with this. TMA was not required. TMA is required when you have opaque transparent vitreous. If the vitreous is already, हाँ ज़रूर कुछ लगा है. अभी वो कुछ क्लॉट है, ब्लड क्लॉट है, गया नहीं है. देखो ये है.
Yes.
इसको गीला करना पड़ेगा. इन्वर्टर आउट कर दो. I can massage this IOL to bring it back in position from behind. I'll just see if I can do it.
You should do it after the vitrectomy.
अरे बाद में क्या फ़ायदा, करना है तो अभी करो so that you
Can give
don't have a issue with the view. अभी कोई ऐसा व्यू में compromise भी नहीं है. I think even the corneal opacity is not bothering us much, which was a big concern for me. The wide angle viewing system have a optical phenomena that the cornea के प्लेन पे वो सारी रेज जो इमर्ज कर रही हैं और जो जा रही हैं, they are all having a small footprint because it's a convergent beam. So at that point, even if you have very small aperture, it works. And same goes for a situation when you are using indirect ophthalmoscope in a hazy media. Direct may not show you because direct में जो beam है वो लगभग parallel है. So any amount of media opacity will cause a view obstruction. But indirect में it is very conical, so even if you get a very small opening, it can work for you. आज ही मैं वापस आने वाले को बोल रहा था, your machine doesn't have that feature of automatically switching on the infusion when one goes for vitrectomy, foot switch position 1. And this is what has happened. I didn't switch on the infusion, so the eye became hypotenuse. And although it didn't make a difference because before the globe could collapse, I could switch it on. Have you ever wondered that once we remove the vitreous, shouldn't the eyeball collapse?
Yes, sir. I've always wondered that, but then
Why doesn't it collapse?
we replaced it with oil or C PVR after immediately. Why does it not collapse? I've never understood.
No, we are replacing fluid which is gravity fed. So once there is a hypotony, the fluid will move as per the pressure in the infusion line. So the fluid will move from high pressure area to a relatively low pressure area. It will replace that. That's not the point. I'll make it more objective for you. Is vitreous a vestigial organ? Because even after removing the vitreous, it doesn't matter if your globe, if there's vitreous or not, globe will function just like normal. So is it a vestigial organ? और क्या मत करिए. थोड़ा फोकस करिए बस. फिर से फोकस करिए बस. We couldn't see the break yet. Now, as per the Linkoff rule, we can see this. There's a detached retina here, then the
Yes,
detached retina here. And if we keep the eyeball horizontal, we find that this limb is higher.
yes, sir.
This is horizontally lower. Break should be on this part. This is what Linkoff rule would say.
Yes, sir.
So let us explore this area. Usually the common site for breaks is the temporal quadrant. So look all around. We just start from this extreme end. एक चॉपस्टिक या मसल होok दीजिए. Some depigmentation here, but I don't see a break. Although this is a very suspicious kind of flap. We'll keep this in mind. In progress further. Although I don't expect a break here. Now, why do we need to indent?
So to see the periphery of the retina.
Why is it not visible otherwise?
So because it is a 360-degree structure.
So,
It's getting curved.
so
So we'll indent to make it come inside the visual. The pupil is also the limiting factor. There's a limited aperture through which light can go inside. So we need to ensure that the peripheral part falls inside that aperture.
we're able to see the break. Yes, you're right. Light will travel in straight line.
Yes.
So if you are something which is not in the straight line, it will not be visible.
Yes.
This is our infusion, our light pipe port. कॉर्निया बट करो. I think this is the break, and as I had predicted, this is in the superior nasal quadrant. You see the holes?
Yes, no self-filter.
Cryo लाइए.
Try चाहिए भैया.
Oh, having a view of the hole is so very reassuring that then you know that what you are treating. Because basically in a detachment, rheumatogenic detachment, what you are supposed to treat is the break. Rest other things don't matter. If you could seal the break, whether you leave behind PVR, SRF, it doesn't matter because once the break is sealed, RP will pump out that fluid. So only concern is sealing the break. And if you can't get the break, then you are like you don't know whether you will be able to do it or not. करायो मंगा लिया करिए. Let me do some more vitrectomy in the while.
So I was wanting to ask one question. Sir, जो हम block जो आप देते हैं retrobulbar वाला.
This is retrobulbar.
Yes. Is there the blocks that we get from outside are peribulbar blocks?
Peribulbar.
Is there a way to give a retrobulbar from extra flow?
मैं समझा नहीं.
So just when हम peribulbar देते हैं from outside of the eyeball.
Peribulbar.
Yes sir. So हम retro दे सकते हैं.
स्किन से.
हाँ.
हाँ क्यों नहीं.
So why don't you follow that?
I believe that if you are able to give patient less pain, wouldn't that be better? So because I can see that I have anesthetized the conjunctiva, so theoretically that route should cause lesser pain. Are you aware that you have some patches of lignocaine available? Corneate करिए. Patches of lignocaine and some capsicum, मतलब जो मिर्चा होती है, उसका एक मिक्सचर का एक पैच आता है जो आप आईवी कैनुला लगाने के पहले चिपका देते हैं आधे घंटे पहले. And that would anesthetize the overlying skin, so that when you inject or push the cannula in, it causes less pain. Are you aware of such a? आता है. So in like, if you go to Breeze Candy or Leelavati Hospital, where you are having all VIPs coming, and you want people impeccable service, they use all these things. Here we tell patient, सुई लगेगी तो दर्द तो हो गई. मतलब we logic it out in a sense that you will have to tolerate. There is no other option.
So the decision of using cryo and laser, is location the only factor that if the repair is posterior, we use cryo. If it's anterior, we use laser.
No, if it is anterior, then you use cryo. Easier to reach. If it is posterior, then you use laser.
Is there any other deciding factor?
Look at this reaction and decide for yourself. Cryo on. Now, if we would have given him laser, see that hole which is not freezing? Off karo. Hole will not show such a reaction because there is no tissue there. See.
Yes, sir.
Can you see the deficiency
Yes,
here? This is the hole.
Yes, sir.
So we have treated a very large area. How much time did we took?
2 seconds.
Laser में क्या होता है? We would have keep on pinging it.
Yes, sir.
हाँ, irrigate कर दीजिए और हमें air pump दे दीजिए.
Yes.
Now you want to reach to this break which is at about something like 1.5 clock hour. So we will position our patient. So for our convenience, sir ऐसे रखो ठुड्डी ऊपर. Now this brings the brake directly in our sight, so we don't have to struggle much, and we can see the periphery. It is just like rotating the globe when I am trying to view. And now why I am so concerned with the location and view is that I am going to drain the SRF using the vitrectomy cutter. So I have to have a very good view, because then you will be going through that hole, and it helps in one more way. It gravitates the SRF toward this side. Can you see now? We are able to see this better. Although view is not very welcoming. एक सिस्टर ने वो खोल दिया ना एयर पंप, तो एक एयर बबल भी आ गया है. Well, it's not that bad. We'll do some shaving around that hole so that did you notice that the fluid also gravitated down to this
Yes,
point?
sir.
So it helps in multitude. Air pump on है. Focus. Do. वापस वापस बस वापस. ऑयल ले लीजिए.
ऑयल खोल दीजिए बेटा.
सर वापस करो, सीधा करो, बस कर दिया बेटा.
are we going to do something about the communicability of this patient?
What can we do?
TPK.
TPK क्यों? ऑप्टिकल करिए.
Yes, okay.
कॉर्निया वेट करिए. पूरा करना. बस. अभी क्या प्रायोरिटी है?
Yes, after the
So if you put in silicone oil and then you open the cornea like you open in a keratoplasty patient,
so even after that,
what are the odds that the oil will spill out?
very high. So
You go inside, you open the cornea and oil is going to come out.
after the silicon oil installation,
You think she would be, we have the IOL subluxating into the
yes,
anterior chamber. कॉर्निया वेट करो, ड्राई हो रहा है. Now this is the added problem. This will touch the endothelium. It will make this cornea also unviable. MVR दीजिए. Now there's a saying, perfection is the enemy of good. What does it mean?
and we try to be perfect, we might.
It's a very relevant situation right now.
Yes.
एक और कहावत है, जान बची लाखों पाए. ये सब ये कहता है कि साहब आप मैनेज कर दो उसको, आप ज़्यादा खुरपेच मत करो, क्योंकि इट्स अ वेरी कॉम्प्रोमाइज सिचुएशन.
Yes.
Theoretically, yes, you should do this, you should do that, but there are so many issues. The expenses involved, the patient's consent. What can you promise the patient for that expense and that botheration? It's not a non-living object like a clay or the 3D printing that you do whatever you do and then you discard it. She has some emotions, some expectations. If you don't fulfill that and you keep on operating her for this reason, that reason, and without promising her any result, why would she comply? You look at your book and say that yes, this is a possibility. Huh?
Yes.
And patient asks a few questions and then you say, I don't know. इसको एयर पंप ऑफ करना पड़ेगा.
इधर से इरिगेशन ऑन करना है?
नहीं, कुछ नहीं करना.
ठीक है.
ऑफ है ना सब. मैं कुछ नहीं चाहता अभी आंख में अंदर जाए, ना फ्लूइड ना एयर. You could see that we didn't manipulate the anterior chamber, but
Yes.
still the IOL has subluxated,
Yes.
It has subluxated out.
Yes.
So what do you expect? Keratoplasty is going to be easy for managing this. It is going to be difficult. And then what you will end up is a situation where you would say sorry to the patient next day. So how will you even imagine doing that? So there are ideal solutions and then there are practical solutions. Practical solution is that we let her out of our sight as soon as possible, and she is out of our hospital as soon as possible. Rather than doing this, rather than doing that,
Yes.
let her have a retina on and enjoy life.
Primary.
She's only eyed. There are so many variables. इसको डालो. For example, now we have left behind visco in the anterior chamber. Even that is going to be a problem next day. So we need to wash it away. Now washing means that we disturb the anterior chamber again and we put in some fluid which will drip down to the posterior segment. So everything has a repercussion here. It's a very, very delicate balance. You don't want to touch it. Have you seen that? Like, something like इंग्लैंड और ब्रिटेन गॉट टैलेंट टाइप का, उसमें एक व्यक्ति है जो एक डंडी पे कुछ डंडियाँ बैलेंस करता रहता है, फिर बाद में एक फेदर रख देता है. वो फेदर हटाता है, सब गिर जाता है. सेम गोज है, जो चल रहा है बस वही काफ़ी है. Yes, in your exam, if you are asked this question, you will say yes. You will do this, you will do that. But the moment you place the patient in front of the examiner and ask him to do this, whatever you are telling me, he will say, "Arey sahab." So the practical solution, theoretical solution. Two kind of solution. Now what should we do about the visco? Wash करना है. इससे नहीं करना है, नीचे जाएगा फ्लूइड. सिमको चाहिए. If we leave behind this visco, she will have a very high IOP tomorrow. If we do flush this, the fluid is going to drip down. नहीं, इसी में लगा देंगे, तो अभी वैसे ही चल नहीं रहा है, इसी से निकाल दीजिए, ये तो ऑफिस ही ऑफ है, इसमें लगा देंगे, इन्फ्यूजन में ऑन कर दूंगा. Now this wisdom that we should not touch any other thing will come with time. And it's very important to know when not to do anything. But ironically, you learn what to do in your first 5 years of your career. And then next 5 years, you keep on learning what not to do. It is not, although we already had this incision which was opened up, just a phaco, we could have just gone inside, I missed it. I didn't need to make this incision. And now that we have made it, let it remain sealed. Either I enlarge this or I open up that incision, or I leave behind some visco and not bother about it. I don't want to enlarge it. There's a reason for that also. Now what will happen is that if I enlarge this too much and it becomes incompetent, then when we are putting in oil, the anterior chamber may leak, and then you will have oil migrating into the anterior chamber. It displays the IOL. एयर पंप ऑन कर दीजिए. बायोम दीजिए. Some fluid must have dripped down, so we. So what I was telling you, that you need to invest 10 years in practice to know when not to intervene. So when you're starting your career, see, so much fluid has dripped down. We have dried that cavity, but there is no. And this also has some viscous with it. Glaucoma person cannot say that he has ever touched the cup. Retina people can tell you that. Oil. बायोम हटा दीजिए. क्या करना आप तो कुछ डालना हो रहा है. इन्वर्टर आउट. कुछ मिसफिट है ये. Yeah. So now the IOL is in place behind the iris, although there is a large iridectomy which somebody has done. Maybe we are done, maybe someone else has done. Doesn't seem like optical iridectomy because it is not in the clear corneal area. Cornea vitrectomy.
Yes.
When injecting oil, it is not very important that you should have a view, because if you have confirmed that your cannula is in the vitreous cavity, then it doesn't matter now. Keep an eye on the pressure. Or you can also place a cannula inside, and this will siphon off any extra pressure out of the eye. And you can press the globe just to check how is the IOP. This is like short stonometry, indentation. You indent and you know how much force you require to indent the globe. And if it is more than what you expect, that means the pressure is on a higher side. So this is all more like intuition, less like any measurement technique. Right now we don't have any tool to measure the intraocular IOP during surgery. There's no way. Once you have something like cornea vitrectomy, midway of cavity, then you switch off your air pump. Air pump off कर दीजिए. And suddenly the globe will collapse, the air will come out, and then this is the time to remove our cannula. और दीजिए फोर्स. By indenting, you know that how much pressure you have created. Soft stick. Our sclerostomies are well sealed. Pressure is good. Anterior chamber is not leaking. And I think retina is settled. Just a little bit of more oil. That's good enough. Soft stick चाहिए होगी. एक सूचर लगा दें लगे. See, the glow looks so healthy now.
Yes, sir.
Now, doing a buccal surgery for her usually would have been very difficult because indirect is very much affected by that corneal opacity. Although the optics are nearly same, but here you have very very fine control. See, indirect may you keep on moving the lens, you keep on moving the head. You cannot have a very stable view if you are media. Here you can simply stabilize everything and see through that particular area which is clear and believe that it will work. It has stopped leaking. So you'll not put in suture.
Yes,
हो गया लीक ना करे बस यही चाहिए था ये हटाओ